Hello there, heroes. I'm the Orange Ranger, and as you can see, I've got a double dose of Lightning Collection figures for the review today. I have mentioned in previous toy reviews that I have a bit of a backlog of these Lightning Collection figures that I need to get reviewed, and when I was looking at the ones I have left, I had 4 left to review, and 2 of them fit one theme, and 2 of them fit another theme. So I figured it would help me catch up by doing a little double dose set of videos reviewing 2 of them each that fit the theme. So that is what I'm doing here. I've got 2 here for you today, and as you can see, they are both Power Rangers Beast Morphers Lightning Collection figures. I've got Ravi, the Beast Morphers Blue Ranger, as well as Cybervillain Blaze, the evil Beast Morphers Red Ranger. We're going to take a look at these figures and see how they do. As I've said before, you know, these reviews are kind of getting shorter and shorter because there's less for me to specifically mention about the figures themselves as Lightning Collection figures, and it's just pointing out little specific details about them that I enjoy or I don't enjoy. So, taking a look at the boxes here, you see that standard amazing Beast Morphers art on both. I really like Blaze's for some reason. The little data lines in the visor and the sharp teeth on it. I mean, Ravi's is good too, but I just really like the design on Blaze's helmet there. And then we're going to turn these both this way. You see even more of that data line right there on that one. And on the other side here, I find it interesting, and we're going to see if this is the case on Ravi's box as well. It is indeed, you can see up here the Beast Morphers logo. It does not say Power Rangers anywhere above it. It just says Beast Morphers. I find that kind of interesting. The smaller art where you also have the show logo, because that is bending around from the front. It cuts off on the back for Ravi, and it cuts off on the back for Blaze. So far, Shadow Ranger is the only art that I've seen extend all the way around. Dragging these in so you see them all. I really like Blaze's effect part. Just really jagged, kind of pink-purple lightning there. Ravi has a neat, like, it looks like an ice fist, even though I think it's just a powered punch. He actually has 2 effect parts, because he also gets that effect part there on the sword. And I'll, of course, be paying attention to the details that don't match up from the back of the box to the figures, as well as trying to match their poses. And interesting note I want to slip in here really quick. I saw somebody on Twitter say, and I don't know this for a fact, that these are not even really prototype figures, but actually CGI renders of the figures, so they're not even real. It's kind of like final production design. I find that really interesting, and it would explain some things. So there's that. There's the blue on the top of the box for Ravi. The nice, almost purpley crimson on the top for Blaze. And you know, there are words. There are also words. All right, let's pop these things open. So I think Ravi is one of the newer Lightning Collection figures. I don't remember encountering this on many others, but you can see kind of a box flap lock there that even after I cut the tape, made the top of the box kind of hard to get open. Oh my goodness gracious, it's actually an accurate backing card for a Ranger's colors. Ravi's backing card is light blue and dark blue. Ravi's extra hands are pretty par for the course, a pair of closed fists. Blaze's box has that flap lock too, but for some reason it wasn't nearly as much of a problem to get open. Hey, we're 2 for 2 on the backing cards for the Beast Morphers Rangers. Those are pretty accurate, maybe because it's the current season. Red and crimson. Hey, guess what Blaze's extra hands are? Here's a hint, it's a pair of closed fists. Give it up, Blaze. My mom, the commander, said I have to stop you, and that's exactly what I'm going to do. Oh, come on, Ravi. We both know that I was the better Ranger in training, and I'm the better Ranger now. So here we go. Here is a look at Ravi and Blaze, 2 Beast Morphers Rangers of very different kinds. I really like both of these figures, and they contrast very well, which is another good reason for doing a video with both of them. I am going to show them to you individually here and let you look at some of their accessories. There's especially one accessory on the screen that I'm very excited to show you and talk about, but let's start that off with Ravi. So here is our intrepid Blue Ranger, and the two things that immediately spring to my mind that I have mentioned in other videos are, one, I love how these figures convey the unique texture and material of the Beast Morphers suits. The Beast Morphers suits, of course, are not standard spandex, they're more like leather, and you can see that. I'll get him up closer, but you can see that on the chest there, just the way it's textured, and there's folds built into the material there, and they just do an excellent job of conveying that leather material. The other main thing that pops out to me is the color blue. For some reason on these figures, blue just shows so well, and it's very, very pretty. I think I mentioned before, maybe blue stands out to me so much because I'm the Orange Ranger, and blue and orange are complementary colors. I don't know, but that's a good theory, I guess. These blue figures are just really, really pretty, and I really appreciate that color. The sword effect part there you see is the exact same one Devin has, but I really like it. It's that trailing digital slash effect there. And then, reflecting Ravi's gorilla power, you have a streaking fist punch that is kind of translucent blue. I kind of said like it seemed like an ice punch, but it's just a power punch that's blue. I love his helmet. That looks really good. The contrast of the blue on the visor to the blue on the suit there. And again, just a beautiful figure, of course. The saber there is nicely detailed and everything. It's a beautiful figure. What can I say? Contrast that with our evil, better Red Ranger, Cybervillain Blaze here, and it is a contrast. Again, as I bring this figure closer, you can see his suit is more armored, more of a chest piece on the top there, and you don't have that same leather texture. You don't have that same folding built in there. I love the different details too, like the belt piece and that shoulder piece there, and especially right there the Viral Morpher, which, by the way, Hasbro, we should have gotten a toy of a Viral Morpher. I know there were evil viral morphing sounds in the Beast X Morpher, but that doesn't really make any sense because they don't use the Beast X Morpher, they use the Viral Morpher. So I really think we should have gotten that as a toy, but of course we did not, and that's fine, I guess. The detailing on the helmet is very nice. That's one of my favorite helmets in Power Rangers, to be honest with you. The sword is very nice there. Not one of my favorite swords, but you know, that's a thing. I will say this effect part that's on there is not very rigid. It's kind of flimsy, which is not a big deal, but that's just something that I thought I would mention. But now, individually, even away from the figure, I'm going to show you my favorite of the accessories. This is indeed, for lack of a better term, Scrozzle's suitcase. This is the computer that they use to make Robotrons, and I love the details on it. It has Morphex canisters attached to the front, and then if you get this figure yourself, this surprise, finger quotes, is spoiled when you open the box because it comes this way. But yes, indeed. Well, this reveals that. I'll just show you. It opens, and very well detailed on the inside. The buttons that are there, and a screen that says virus loading, just like on the show. Now, as you saw there, it's a very simple kind of clip-in joint. So if it comes off, don't even actually worry about it. Just slide it right back on there, and it'll close. It'll close right back up. But that's such a beautiful little accessory. And this is like that power sword for Jason. This is the one that makes that figure for me. Who wouldn't prefer me as Red Ranger? I'm stronger, I'm better, and obviously I'm better looking. This is Blaze's human head, and it is a solid from me. I was actually prepared to give this a worse review as far as the human head, because in the box it doesn't really look like him. But when you get it up close and you kind of shift the angles, it does look a little bit like Blaze. I think it's more the hair. The hair seems a little long, and I mean, I don't know. It's been a while since I've seen Beast Morphers, and a longer time since we've seen Blaze like this, so I don't know, maybe that is pretty accurate, but it just didn't seem like it so much to me. The face is kind of okay, like I said. However, this one is a different story. Ravi's human head on this figure has been universally praised, and for good reason. I think it is incredibly accurate. This is one of the good ones, one of the best that they've done. And it really makes sense, if you think about it, for the Beast Morphers ones to be accurate, because they have the latest HD footage of all of these actors. You know, it's actually kind of interesting, a thought that just popped into my head. With next season for Dino Fury, those heads should be even more accurate and like not a single little off or mistake thing, because Hasbro will have full control of the production from the very beginning, and they can just scan the actors any way they want to. It's just a natural part of making the show. But this is really good. This human head for Ravi is really, really accurate, and it looks really good. With Ravi being the first Indian Power Ranger, I think the importance on that is a little more than most people would think. You get this action figure, and if you are Indian, then, you know, and Ravi is somebody who represents you and you really look up to, it can be really meaningful to have this action figure that so accurately represents something that means so much to you. I showed you the human heads in detail, but I figured I would just leave them on and pose the figures, because the position of the helmet doesn't really impact anything too much as far as the posability. And overall, I would say both of these figures are pretty darn good for posability. I'm gonna give Blaze an A and Ravi a B-, just because Ravi was slightly more difficult to balance in this pose. But they're both pretty good for it, I think. Funny enough, their legs are in almost exactly the same position on the back of the box, I noticed. It's really just their arms that are different. Like I always say, these are two quality figures. The Lightning Collection, funny enough, seems set to let us team build the first team and the most current team, as we now have 4 Beast Morphers Rangers, and of course, I think especially with the recent announcements for, I think it's Wave 6 of the Lightning Collection, we've found out we're getting the complete Mighty Morphin team. So you're going to have everybody from Mighty Morphin. So far, we only have the boys from Power Rangers Beast Morphers, which you know is something that frustrates me a little bit. We still need a Lightning Collection figure for Zoe. We still need a Lightning Collection figure for Roxy. And you know, okay, I will say one boy, if you call him a boy, he's usually referred to as a he. We could also use a Lightning Collection figure for Steel. That would round things out. But I especially, of course, you know how I really have a desire to see the female side of the fandom and the show represented. I really would like to see Lightning Collection figures for Zoe, and especially for Roxy, just because I think that suit is very nicely detailed, and they could get a lot of things really, really on point with Roxy's figure. And I think if they actually released, semi-spoilers, more from knowing Go Busters, I haven't actually, believe it or not, watched the rest of Season 2 of Beast Morphers. I'm waiting for the American airings, being patient. But just from knowledge of Go Busters, Roxy's second suit, the one that is more purple and black, you could release that for it to be kind of unique, and I think it would look absolutely excellent. But speaking of absolutely excellent, these two figures are absolutely excellent. I give them both my complete recommendation, supporting the, you know, the current show, the one that's on right now for everybody. And I think these figures are great. Let me look over them really quick one more time. So one of the last things that I always do with these figure reviews is point out differences between the back of the box CGI render, as I've come to learn, and the actual figures. But with the Beast Morphers figures, I really don't see many, and especially none that are incredibly significant. The only real thing that stands out to me as far as Blaze is that his sword is more silver on the back of the box and kind of a flat muted gray on the actual figure. And for Ravi, the effect part is more of a bright green on the box and a little more pale green on the figure, but neither of those are even really worth mentioning if that just wasn't a regular segment on Lightning Collection reviews. These are both excellent figures, and I think they're very much worth having. This was something I just wanted to slip in really quick because I kind of remembered that I have other versions of these figures. As you can see, I have both the Cybervillain Blaze and the Blue Ranger regular line figures. And that gave me a quick little opportunity to compare and contrast. I didn't want to do the video as like one versus the other. I wanted it more focused on the two Lightning Collection figures, but I did figure that this was worth mentioning. And once again, I think the direct comparison actually acquits the regular line figures in a lot of ways. The details are pretty good, and I've said that these regular line figures are more than serviceable if you just want to have Beast Morphers represented in your figure line. I will say that they come with accessories that the Lightning Collection ones don't. Blaze comes with a dark version of the Cheetah Blaster that I wish we would see on the show. And Ravi comes with that thing you get when you combine the saber and the gun, and or the binoculars and the gun, whatever they call it, the Turbo Beast X something or other, maybe. Maybe I could put a name on the screen right there, but that's what that is, and the Lightning Collection figures don't come with that. The main thing that stood out to me in comparing them is just how slim the regular line figures are, especially Ravi. I did not realize at the time that Ravi's regular line figure is so thin. The Lightning Collection figures definitely have more realistic proportions to them, and of course human heads, that's a big factor. But again, I think they compare pretty well. So that's going to wrap up another Power Rangers Lightning Collection toy review. Thank you, heroes, so much, as always, for watching. Please make sure you're subscribed to my channel to see all of my videos, and ring the bell, get your notifications set up so you get notified of whenever I post brand new videos, such as unscheduled Power Rangers toy reviews, although they're becoming pretty regular at this point, even though I don't post them on a particular day. And if you'd like to lend any financial support to my channel because of the cost of Lightning Collection figures, or just because you like me, you can check me out on Patreon or Coffee at Orange Ranger Videos. Now that the video's done, you can let me know down in the comments what you think of these figures, as well as my review of them. Do you have these figures? Do you want these figures? Did this review make you want them any more or any less? Let me know that down in the comments below. And while you're down in those comments, go down and smack that thumbs up button, which is what I give these figures, by the way, a thumbs up recommendation. And let me know that you enjoyed this video. Until next time, heroes, may the power protect you.